Hello everybody, it's Matt here with a new gameplay series of Civilization 5. I'm going to be playing on the Deity level AI to keep things interesting, and we might end up losing, but I'll keep the series going as long as I can. This playthrough is going to be somewhat beginner-friendly, but also geared towards people who have played before and know the general idea of how the game works. Also, before we get started, it is important to note that I'll be playing with the Brave New World and Gods and Kings DLCs. These DLCs add a ton more depth and content to the game, and I would highly recommend that you pick them up even when you're just starting out. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the setup of our game here. Alright, so I'm going to be playing as Ethiopia this game. Ethiopia is a great civ for getting a religion, which can give you very powerful buffs if you get first pick of the tenants. I'll be playing on Pangaea, so I don't need ocean travel to meet all the AI. I'm going to be playing on the small map size, so the AI turns don't take too long. And 5 AI is definitely enough to have plenty of good interaction with that. Again, I'll be playing on Deity to try and give myself a challenge. And then I'm also going to be on the quick game speed just to keep things kind of moving along. And in the advanced setup here, under resources, I'm going to be doing Legendary Start. So this is going to give us a great capital city with a lot of luxuries and strategic resources, but it's going to give the same thing to the AI as well. And finally, we're going to be doing quick combat and quick movement just to kind of get rid of some unnecessary animation, keep the game going fast. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at our start here. First thing though, if you don't have this setting enabled, which is the yield icons here, make sure that you click on this scroll and then make sure you check the yield icons. This shows you the production, or I guess the yield of all the tiles you can see, and it's very useful for figuring out where you want to settle your city and stuff like that. Okay, so first thing is we are started on a plains, hill, river, so that is very nice. Definitely starting your city on a hill is what you want to do, if possible, because it gives your city a defensive bonus, as well as kind of offensive for when you're shooting at enemies. Also, when you settle a city, by default, it's going to give you 2 food and 1 production, so kind of like this wheat tile here. But any extra yield will also be added to that city's production. So in this case, we have 2 production. So if we settle our city here, it's going to get 2 food, 2 production. While if you look at like settling on this plains here, we would settle it and get 2 food, 1 production, because there's only 1 production on this tile here. So settling on a hill is definitely what you want to be doing. I don't like that we are right next to the tundra. Tundra tiles are pretty garbage most of the time. They only give you 1 food instead of the 2 food for grasslands or 1 food, 1 production of plains. We're also next to the desert here. And we have citrus and cotton as our luxuries. Generally, you want the mining luxuries. These give you a lot better production, especially salt gives you food and production. Citrus is mostly food and gold, and then cotton is just pretty much only gold. So not too great in terms of luxuries here. I do like that we're on a plains river system. Plains are great because they give you a production. And then when you get civil service, you can get some really nice farms that give you production as well, as long as they're on the river. But let's go ahead and move our warrior. See a hill's way over here. Guess I'll go here. And we see the coast here. I think I am going to go ahead and look for a new start. I'm not a huge fan of this one, mostly because of the desert and tundra so close to our capital. So let's try and find something a little better. All right, let's look at our second start here. So this time we are on the coast. We have cotton and silver. It looks like cotton is our regional luxury, so not great. But having that silver in the capital is pretty nice. Notably, we are also on freshwater, even though we're on the coast, so we can still build a gardens and water mill. So this start is pretty decent, I'd say. I also have the pasture with the cattle and some fish. I also like that we're kind of in sort of a gulf here, so we're not getting too many of our tiles eaten up by the ocean, because really it's only this kind of upper right quarter that's filled with ocean. So let's scout a bit with our warrior. I think I will cross the river here just to get to these nice grassland tiles for scouting. It's not really revealing any extra resources here. So we could definitely consider moving inland. That does move us away from our silver and cattle, so not great. Let's see, is this start worth playing? I don't generally run coastal starts, mostly out of a comfort thing. They can be really good because of these coastal trade routes you can get, which are more efficient than the land trade routes. So why don't we give this a try? It's honestly not too much better than the last start we had, but at least there's no tundra or desert around. Our city is not on a hill, which isn't too great. But I think that the fresh water kind of makes up for that. Like, I wouldn't really want to settle on silver here away from the fresh water and the coast. So yeah, let's go ahead and found our capital. All right. So first thing we're going to do is click on our city, expand the citizen management tab here, and we're going to go to production focus. This is the first thing you want to do when you found all of your cities. This is because if you choose production focus, basically, you see here it says 4 turns until a new citizen is born. When a new citizen is born, our city's governor is going to choose a tile to basically automatically put that citizen to work. And for some reason, whenever the governor chooses a growth tile, so chooses the food here, you actually don't get that food on the turn that your city grows, but you do with all other kind of resources. So with gold and production, you do get the production and gold on the turn that your city grows. So make sure that you are on production focus. So that way when the city grows, it's going to grow to the silver. And I'm going to get that extra production and gold that I would miss out on if I was on food or default focus. Default focus usually prioritizes food. So yeah, make sure you choose production on all your cities. We're also going to want to be locking down our tiles when possible, just to kind of maximize the output of our cities. In this case, we want to be growing our city's population quickly. So I'm going to choose the highest food yield, which is our cattle tile here. All right, let's go ahead and choose a production. So as Ethiopia, you do get a unique monument building, which basically gives you extra faith. So most of the time, you're going to want to build a scout first, so you can get ruins around the map, which can get taken by the AI. So you want to be getting those ruins as quickly as possible. However, Ethiopia's culture building is super, super good. And it is definitely worth considering building it before the scout. In this situation, I guess I will go ahead and build the stele first. And we're also going to want to research pottery right away. Pretty much always choose pottery first. It gives you the granary and shrine, which are both great early game buildings that you want to have access to pretty much as soon as you can. And we'll go to the next turn here. All right, so generally when you're scouting, you want to end your unit's turn on a hill. This is because it gives you extra vision. In this case, though, I kind of want to stay away from the forest to find some more ruins, because the forest does block your vision as well. So I'm actually going to head left towards these plains here. All right, so we are running into more rough terrain, which is kind of unfortunate. No ruins yet. Okay, we do find some ruins as well as the coast again. So it looks like we are probably in a corner up here, which is quite nice. It's very defensible against the AI. It's possible that the land does extend more up here, but seeing as there's coast on both sides, that's pretty unlikely. Right, we're going to move towards these ruins here, kind of stay away from the barbarian to avoid taking extra damage. I'm going to here. Right, and our city has grown. Looks like it grew to the silver, so that gave us some extra production towards the steely. We're going to be wanting to work the stone here for that food bonus, and generally you want to prioritize food first and then production second, especially early on, unless you have a need for gold, which we don't currently, or at least we aren't losing gold, right? Okay, found a natural wonder, which was we found a map in the ruins, and that exposed this natural wonder. It is the 10 gold one. Also see a very large desert down here. All right, that is interesting. This is actually a pretty decent desert city, it looks like. We have a lot of desert hills around here, and a nice river system running through the middle. Also some deer. So definitely a spot for an expansion down here with the natural wonder. Unfortunately, we can't really settle on the hills on the other side of the river because that would make us too far away to work the natural wonder. We could possibly settle here if this is a river tile. Looks like it's not from the pop-up in the right here. But let's not worry about that too much right now. I'm gonna keep moving towards this ruin here. Let's go this way. Alright, we get pottery. And our steely's done, so we're getting that faith production now. And now we're definitely going to want to build a scout to get more ruins, probably scout out to the east here. And we're also going to be choosing our research. I usually see people go archery first. I don't think it's always the best necessarily. If you get a super early worker, or you just really want the extra production from finding horses on the map, you definitely could go animal husbandry or mining. I don't see a huge reason to do either of those right now, so let's just go archery. Alright, let's see what these ruins are. We do get some gold. That is nice. It's not really enough gold to do anything immediately other than buy tiles, which we don't really need to do right now. Our capital's growing to those on their own. But hey, looks like we do get to found a pantheon very early here. Probably we have the first pantheon. This is what you get as Ethiopia typically, because you have better faith production than any other civilization in the early game. And looking at possible pantheons we could get, probably just going to take a minute to look through these and find some of the best ones, so be right back. Alright, so looking through our pantheons here, honestly, we unfortunately don't have that many great options. Usually, as Ethiopia, we're going to be wanting to get a religion, so getting faith production early on is really what you want from your pantheon. Unfortunately, we don't have any great choices for faith production here. Cotton doesn't really give you a good pantheon as a luxury. There is the +1 culture from plantations, but you do only get this culture if you are working the cotton tiles, so if you have a citizen assigned to them. And cotton tiles are pretty bad. They pretty much only give you gold, as well as a little bit of food, but not great to be working those. We could do +2 faith from quarries, just have the one quarry in our capital, unfortunately. There is the silver and gold faith, I believe. +1 culture and +1 faith from each gold and silver. That would be 1 culture, 1 faith. Again, not great. Other ones to be looking at here, we have God of the Open Sky, +1 culture from pastures. Currently we have 2 pastures within reach of our capital, which is not great for that one. +1 production from fishing boats. We only have 1 fishing resource here, so again, not great. We also have God King. This is kind of a nice default if you don't have anything better to do. It gives you one of each of these resources. So, oh, and it looks like we do have a neighbor down here as well, Arabia. So that is kind of taking our desert settle away, at least part of it. We definitely can try and settle this natural wonder still. Fortunately, it doesn't look like we would have fresh water for it. But there is the +4 faith from Natural Wonders Pantheon, which is decent faith. It would mean that we would want to be building a settler very early, though. Yeah, so not too great of options here. I do really want the religion as Ethiopia, so thinking of our best kind of faith, I don't see anything else we can quarry, no marble or anything. So you know what, let's be a little greedy. We're going to go for the +4 faith from Natural Wonders and try and settle this, don't know how to pronounce it, but this wonder here very early if we can. Alright, we meet the Shoshone. See where they are. Coming to us from the east. Okay. Seems like we are kind of boxed in here, unfortunately. Let's actually start by moving our scout north. Just see if this rounds off. It looks like we do have some more land up here, which could be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how much more land we need to settle. What really sucks right now is we've only revealed 2 luxury resources, cotton and silver. So generally the rule is to have 1 luxury resource per city. So right now we could only sustain 2 cities fairly well with the happiness you get from those luxuries. So really wanting to find more luxuries here. All right, and then moving on to our next order of production. Could go for another scout. Haven't found any city-states yet to steal workers from, so hard building a worker is definitely an option. Or we just go for the top 3 settler. I guess let's see what our growth is like first. So 7 turns. Yeah, but that does make our worker take longer. I think I will go for the worker early. And we are already choosing our policy here. Only seeing 2 luxuries, so going Liberty, you generally want to have like around 7 cities, so kind of want 7 luxuries. So you need to have pretty dang good lands to go Liberty most of the time. I am definitely most comfortable with Tradition. Tradition, you're going to want around 4 cities, so nicer for smaller, kind of taller empires. We could definitely also try Piety as Ethiopia. Piety isn't too great in the base game. I know there are mods like the No Quitters mod, which make it more balanced, kind of more reasonable to go Piety. I think I'm just going to stick with the basics here and try out Tradition. Especially because our religion game doesn't seem too strong yet. Like, we're going to have trouble getting a religion just from the wonder faith. We're gonna have to build shrines and such. I guess you do get bonuses to shrines in Piety. Honestly, Piety might be a little bit better here. But I am more comfortable playing Tradition, so we're gonna go with Tradition this game. Maybe try out Piety, another game, see what happens. Okay, Shoshone are offering to give us some gold in return for our embassy. We definitely want to take this trade. This is a trade you kind of want with all the AI when you meet them. And I should have offered this trade on the turn that we met them. So thank you for reminding me, Pocatello. we will be accepting this trade. Archery here. Okay, we find some truffles, so we're on 3 luxuries now, as long as we can settle this one. Okay, there's a city-state up here, as well as some more land. Definitely hoping there's not a player to our north here. That would not be great. Because we already have a player to our south and our east, so to our north, we'd kind of be boxed in from all sides in the middle of the map. Generally not what you want in any game. Alright, and we are going to take mining for our silver here. Yeah, we need mining to improve the silver luxury. Okay, we got 1 barbarian encampment from that ruin. Thank you, game. Yeah, really not a huge fan of this start anymore. Definitely feeling pretty luxury starved, and this river's not great. Our land is not great this game. But, you know, we'll keep going. Ooh, we find some gold. Okay, land is definitely improving. Really hoping there's a river over here we can settle on, but not the end of the world if there's there. Are going to want to meet the city-state. Yeah, so when you meet a city-state, they give you 30 gold if you're the first person to meet them. This one is a maritime city-state. So these ones aren't too great. I guess they give us food for our capital, which is decent. We definitely could consider trying to take this city-state for ourselves. We see they do have the Pearls luxury, which we currently don't see anywhere else. So it could be decent to siege down this city. I feel like I'm saying a lot of S's, kind of getting stuck on that. All right, we're going to take oligarchy just to get to legalism quickly. All right. We do still have a while until we're going to get our settler, so kind of, well, or our worker. So kind of don't need our warrior in the capital yet. Finding some more crappy land over here. Alright, and here's the tundra. Okay, we do have some marble up here, so definitely going to want a coastal expand up here if possible. Yeah, it is nice that there's no enemy civilizations up here. Meaning that we aren't going to get attacked from the north. Also, our city has grown to the cattle here, so we're going to want to focus that. But yeah, our luxury situation has actually improved a lot. I believe we're on 5 luxuries now. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually 6. So, kind of looking back, we could have considered going for the Liberty Coastal Civ this game. Or kind of the Liberty Coastal strategy, which would have been decent. It doesn't actually look like we have a ton of good coastal expansions, mostly just these 2 up here. So I am okay with going tradition. We don't have the strongest river systems for tradition, which is kind of unfortunate. So overall, I would still call this a pretty weak start, but it has gotten better. Yeah, and really just a ton of rough terrain around our capital makes scouting pretty hard early on. Haven't found a ton of ruins, unfortunately. It's like this barbarian is getting smacked by something, probably Pocatello. So we don't really need anything to improve our tiles immediately. I guess, well, that's not true. We do need calendar for this cotton. I'm going to go with calendar for now. Pocatello. Shoshone. Shoshone. Honestly, I'm not sure how to say it. Okay. Now we're seeing that deity advantage with the excess happiness. 3 currently. Mostly because we don't have any luxuries improved. We'll bring our warrior back here to protect our worker from any barbarians. Like our city has grown. Working that food. We do finally meet Arabia here. See if he wants to, or if we can sell him our embassy, we can. So getting that extra gold per turn. Later on in the game, we can basically buy the AI's embassies from them. The gold we get from selling ours early on is more valuable than the gold we would spend to buy theirs later. So definitely worth doing that trade. If we get our worker here. Okay, and we do see a worker in Rusa. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and steal this worker. Not under the protection of anyone. Yeah, so we're going to go to war with them. Hopefully my scout doesn't get one shot by the city and the archer. Honestly, it might. Didn't think about that too much. But yeah, let's go ahead and start improving the silver. Unfortunately, we do have a barbarian right here. Kind of annoying there. But it looks like we will be okay. Our warrior's close enough that it can move to the silver next turn. So yeah, let's go ahead and improve that silver. Oh, another in there. Shoot. Yeah, I should have. So what I should be doing here is something called radaring. Basically, when you move a unit, you can kind of hover over tiles to see if it's possible to move there. And if it's a non-combative unit, like this worker here, if we hover over it and it's red, that means there's an enemy there, like a barbarian. So we could have radared to see that this barbarian is there. Might lose our worker here. I think we will be able to kill it with the city shot and our warrior next turn. Still not great. Okay, and now we really want to be probably getting our settler online now. When you're building a settler, your city can't starve, so you want to basically maximize production. And food does count a little towards production when you're making a settler. Unfortunately, our capital does not have a ton of production. So right now, we're on 9 production a turn. You can see down here. That, we're on 8. So yeah, in this case, the food is actually producing more production than this food and the production. It's kind of weird. But yeah, I guess our 8-turn settler is the best we can do right now. It could be worse, but it's not great. Alright, hoping this brute does not take our worker. Does. Can we kill it immediately? No. Okay. Yes, that is not great. This brute is going to start running away with our worker. Also, definitely should have put my warrior a tile below to kind of block the warrior's retreat. Quite a few mistakes right now. Yeah, let's go ahead and move our other worker that we stole from Ragusa. So we're going to want to take legalism. I'm only planning on doing 4 cities this game, so I will sell our Steely. When you take the legalism kind of buff, or cultural policy, it gives you a free culture building, and this means that you actually don't have to pay any maintenance for it. So you can see that we are not paying the usual 1 gold maintenance here. So saving a gold by selling our old Steely. All right. And we have our plantations now, or the ability to build them. Yes, I will go with animal husbandry now, see if we can get some extra production from our horses, hoping that our horses are on this plains, maybe. Okay, yeah, workers running away. And hopefully stop them. Luckily, we do have that second worker from Ragusa, which is nice. Oh. Back to our silver. And we do catch this. Okay, but we are walking into more barbarians here. Okay, luckily, Pocatello's here. Hopefully, he can soak up some attacks for us. Damage we take. Yikes. Okay, so we do get a promotion. Unfortunately, I think we do need the instant heal here to keep our warrior from dying. So yeah, there are other promotions which improve your fighting in either the rough or open terrain. But yeah, we are going to need that instant heal. Luckily, I don't believe that the barbarian hand axes can move and attack, so we're only going to be taking the attack from one of the hand axes this turn. So our warrior should survive. And get started on this mine here. And then I guess we should probably be teching for composite bowmen as quickly as possible. We could get writing first. Yeah, let's get writing first. We do want this library as soon as possible. This gives us a big boost to our science. Science is really the most important resource in the game. If you're behind on technology, you're going to have a really hard time winning. For Deity, because the AI starts way ahead of you, it's going to have way better science for like the first half of the game, and then you're gonna catch up in the middle to late game, and then that's gonna let you win eventually by having better science than the AI. All right, looks like we are gonna get our worker back here, so that is nice. Go ahead and improve this cotton so we can get 2 luxuries online. We definitely could consider moving this scout somewhere else, probably to the east. I think we will keep it here now, just to hold off these barbarians. We also definitely need to think about building a archer at some point here. Probably should have done that before our settler, thinking about it now. Looks like they're going up to probably harass Ragusa some more. Also, we are at war still with Ragusa. I'm staying at war so that way we can steal another worker from them without piecing them and then making war again. If you war a city-state more than once, you get the city-states grow wary debuff, which basically makes it a lot harder to ally the city-states. Like, I think it makes your influence over them decrease a lot faster. So staying at war with Ragusa is fine. They aren't really going to be sending units our way. Right now, they're held up with the barbarians anyways, so don't have to worry about being at war with them. Are getting that mine done, which is nice. I'm going to go ahead and improve this cattle for the production bonus, build our settlers faster. And we do get our first settler here. So yeah, we are going to be going for a religion. So let's try and get this natural wonder here. I am seeing this city-state borders here now. Oh, and Arabia did settle another city right on our front doorstep. So really annoying there. Now we are feeling pretty boxed in this game. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can settle a city right on this hills right here. I think is what we're going to go for. But yeah, pretty unfortunate there. So we'll keep our scouts there for now. And yeah, let's go ahead and radar some. All right, so we can see that there's a barbarian there. Barbarian there. This is the wonder. This is just impassable. Barb there. I think we are safe down this way. I will bring our warrior to escort it. Make sure it doesn't get taken here. Okay, so we could quickly build an archer here. Actually, thinking about it, we could buy an archer. Or even a shrine right now. Probably not a bad idea. Other option is we save up for the worker. So we would need around 20 more gold for that. Like 4 more turns. Honestly, because we don't need the archer like immediately, we're not in a dangerous war or anything. I'm not going to buy the archer. I think we will try and save up for that third worker, which would be very nice early on. We could also send a worker down here towards our settle. Honestly, I think I'm just going to try and greed out 2 more settlers here if we can. Might not be super efficient, but usually you do want to get your settlers out at a similar time. This way you can build libraries in all of your kind of expansions. And once you have a library in every city, you can build the Great Library Wonder. Or is it called the Great Library? Let's forget. Yeah, it is the Great Library. And this is a wonder that everyone can build. It gives you a free technology and a science boost. So you do need a library in all of your expands, though. No, it is not the Great Library. It's the National College. That's right. Must have a library in all cities. And I guess it's not actually a wonder. It's just a building that you can only build. Well, no, you can build it in other cities too. Never mind. Don't listen to me. All right. Okay. A lot of barbarians kind of swarming us here. We're gonna want to move our scout here. Probably shoot this one. Down with our settler here.